OP coin, optimism. Okay, so been a little bit since I looked at this as well. Can see I drew this out. I thought it would break below this zone and then retest it for a short position, and it kind of did that, but then it broke through. So I probably would have taken this trade. Well, no, because it never broke this zone here. I would have needed it to break this area, yeah, which I do have marked here. So it never broke this area, this 145 mark. So there really was no trade. So that's good. I avoided a loss there. But we'll clean this up because it did break this zone. So we have to figure out what it wants to do now. So delete this as well. Put it on the daily here. Just see kind of what we're working with. So delete that, delete this, delete that 145 mark, delete this as well. So a couple things. So price is still very bearish. It's way below this moving average. Even though it has had this pull up, you can see it's pulled into a zone here of liquidity, of resistance, right at this 160 level. I'll actually mark that as well, because it does seem to be significant. So this could potentially be the high for the month, I think, is 160. Oh no, it might have been higher than that actually earlier. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was the high of the month up here, all the way at 182-ish. So. But yeah, now since hitting 160, you can see it's rejected a couple times. Now you have this big bearish engulfing candle coming out of this zone. So perhaps it's making its way back down now. You have this huge zone here that price respected before, below 136. So I'm actually going to delete that for now. And then I know it says monthly low here, but I don't think the ranges are really accurate on this, on any of these cryptocurrencies. But this is the main zone I'm still looking for, is down here. I think this area is pretty big, but I think this will be broken. I think it just takes a little bit of time. And so what I would do is I would look for a short position. You can see price is actually broken below this 4-hour moving average, and it has created lower highs, lower lows. So the bear structure has reset, because from this point here, you can see it was bull structure, higher highs, higher lows. And then since forming this area, you kind of got like a triple top here as well, right at this $1.60 area, and then you got this big bearish engulfing candle in the 4-hour as well, as the daily that we looked at earlier. But you got two big bearish candles coming out of this zone, taking out this little, there was an area of support here that price completely took out here, and it's actually retested now with this candle and is pulling back. So I do think it's going to head lower and lower. So I think your next main area that it needs to break on this 4-hour time frame is right here. So roughly 148. And then once that breaks, you're probably good to short it all the way down to this low here of 120, kind of mid zone. I think it's going to break these areas. I mean, obviously you could, if you wanted to be a little bit more conservative, you would just shoot for this area first, maybe the bottom of this area, something like this. But I think you could get a pretty tight stop in on this. It just depends on, once price breaks this zone, kind of where the wicks end up. So if it's something like this, then boom, you're good to go, and you could probably tighten your stop pretty good to get a decent risk to reward on this, maybe 3 to 5 risk to reward. But then, yeah, like I said, I think it is going to go further, so you could shoot for 125 or even the 120 zone. But just keep this area in mind. If price gets real caught up here and starts, you start getting some big wicks in this area, then maybe just close your position. But yeah, if anything, maybe you just get like a straight pull right through this zone, and you get a nice 4-hour candle that closes right through this zone. Then yeah, you're good to just keep holding it all the way down to between 125 and 120 for sure, because there's not really much stopping it between this zone and this zone. So I think it's a pretty good straight sell at that point. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. Just looking for price to break this little area here. I mean, you could potentially short it right in this area, something like this, but I like to just wait for price to actually break the lows, and then you know for sure. If you want, you just dump it on a lower time frame. You can see these wicks are getting bigger and bigger. There's more rejection to this upside, and yeah, I think this is your zone to break. I would wait for a 4-hour candle to break this area first, and then look for a little bit of a retest if you can get it. But you want the because it's a 4-hour zone based on these 4-hour wicks, then you want a 4-hour candle to break this area. So having a 1 hour candle break this area is not enough in my opinion. I want a 4 hour candle to break. So, and then yeah, you're looking at shorting this all the way down. The US dollar is pushing up as well. It's gaining strength, so it's going to push this down with it, because it's inversely correlated, so, and related. So when the dollar gets stronger, these cryptocurrencies go down, and so you get this nice bearish engulfing candle on the daily from this 160 support zone. So I do think it's a clear short, basically straight from 160 down to 120 here. It just has to take out these couple areas here, which I think it can do and will do. So that is OP coin. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll keep you guys updated in a few days on this.